Picture this. March 5th, 1979. Two FBI agents approach a home. Arlington Heights, Illinois, a typical suburb life, revolves around the Cubs. The agents aren't there for an arrest, but a strange phone call brought them. A couple claims their 13-year-old son found something impossible. A Soviet intelligence operation, the most sophisticated ever uncovered. The boy found a working cipher hidden inside the Sears catalog. The Sears catalog, a thick book in millions of American homes. 10 people would be arrested, a covert network dismantled. Counterintelligence would fundamentally change because of this case. The boy's name was Michael Hartley. To understand, we go back to 1979. The Cold War grinds on tensions cooled since the Cuban Missile Crisis. Espionage between the US and the Soviet Union remained active. The KGB and CIA ran agents in each other's capitals. The US intelligence community reeled from CIA domestic surveillance revelations. Paranoia and mistrust seeped into American culture. The Soviets ran at least 3 major spy rings in the United States. Counterintelligence knew there were more they hadn't found yet. Michael Hartley lived with his family in a close-knit neighborhood. Gordon, an electrical engineer. Patricia, a substitute teacher. Michael was known as quiet, brilliant, and different. This was 1979, before autism was widely understood. Most Americans hadn't heard of autism until Rainman. Michael's parents knew he processed the world differently. He spoke late, but by age 6, he was reading at a high school level. Imagine a local middle school where a boy named Michael stood out. Quiet, brilliant, yet different. It was 1979, a time before autism was widely understood. His parents knew Michael processed the world uniquely. He spoke late, but read early. Eye contact was a struggle. Small talk, impossible routines vital for young Michael. His passions consumed him months, even years at a time. His current focus patterns, numerical patterns, codes, and ciphers became his world, his obsession. It began with a book, The Code Breakers, a massive history of cryptography. Most 13-year-olds would be bored, but Michael devoured it, reading it 3 times. He checked out every book on codes from the Arlington Heights Library. Substitution, ciphers, Enigma machines, Navajo code talkers, he learned them all. He filled notebooks with his own encryption systems, elaborate and complex. I fed the dog, or it's raining today. Simple messages elaborately encoded. He loved the process, the mathematical elegance of concealing information. His parents found it harmless, even charming, this intense focus. His mother worried about his ability to make friends, his social intuition. But she never worried about his intelligence. He was exceptionally bright. His teachers confirmed this. He had taught himself calculus over the summer. He found 8th grade algebra boring, preferring college-level textbooks. While his classmates learned quadratic equations, he explored advanced math. The Sears catalog entered Michael's life as it did millions of American homes. The Spring-Summer 1979 catalog arrived in February. A 400-page monster weighing over 2 pounds, filled with everything. From washing machines to wedding rings. A cultural institution. The catalog was as much a part of American life as baseball or apple pie. Imagine a young mind sharing complex equations with his classmates. The Sears catalog, a cultural icon, arrived at his home. Picture this, the Spring-Summer 1979 catalog. It was a 400-page book weighing over 2 pounds. Its glossy pages contained everything imaginable. From washing machines to wedding rings, it had it all. A cultural institution reaching nearly every home. For most, it was a shopping tool, a way to browse. But for Michael, it became something entirely different. He noticed a pattern on February 11th, 1979. The family had just returned from church that Sunday. Michael was lying on the floor with the catalogue. He liked the organization, the systematic presentation. He noticed something in the automotive section. Product descriptions seemed awkward, not quite right. Most would dismiss it, but Michael's brain worked differently. He started going through the catalogue, page by page. He noticed more of these slightly off phrases. They appeared every 40 or 50 pages. He started making notes in a composition notebook. He recorded the phrase's page number and item number. The work was tedious, but Michael found it soothing. He decided to test a hypothesis about number stations. Imagine product descriptions filled with seemingly meaningless phrases. Technical language, yet Michael sensed a hidden pattern. On February 18th, he decided to test his theory. Like number stations, could these be coded messages? Messages hidden in plain sight for those who knew how to look. He started with the simplest approach: first letters. Terry Motel Cap. Just random letters, nothing coherent. He tried last letters, every other letter, numerology. Product numbers, mathematical relationships, all failed. Days turned into weeks, filled with failed attempts. Most would have given up, seeing no pattern at all. But Michael's mind couldn't let go once he saw a pattern. His mother told investigators he called it the catalog problem. He skipped dinner, absorbed in his cryptic work. His grades slipped as he focused on the code. The breakthrough came on March 2nd, 1979. He realized the text wasn't the message, but a marker. What if the text was pointing to something else entirely? He looked at a phrase, tested, under extreme northern conditions. Page 487, item number 369427. What if the numbers mattered more than the words? Could the key be hidden within the product codes? The catalog held more secrets than anyone imagined. The journey to decode it had only just begun. Imagine a man tossing and turning, wrestling with failure, the weight of unanswered questions heavy on his mind. What if the message wasn't in the words themselves, but a pointer to something hidden, a deeper layer? He rose the desk lamp, casting a pool of light, as he retrieved the catalogue, the key to a hidden world. Page 487, item 369427. Could these numbers hold the secret? He meticulously recorded each number, a sequence of digits that might unlock the puzzle's core. He added, subtracted, searched for primes, but the numbers remained stubbornly silent, refusing to yield their meaning. Then a memory surfaced: book codes, where numbers pointed to specific locations within a common text. The Sears catalog, a ubiquitous book in every English home, the perfect cipher for secret communication. What if the numbers were coordinates, guiding him to specific pages, lines, and characters within the catalog? Page 84, line 62, character 34. The letter M emerged from the depths of the text. Page 52, line 89, character 15. The letter T joined the growing sequence. The letters accumulated: M, T, S, N, D, R, U, a jumble that slowly began to make sense. Empty Sunday. No meat Sunday. The pieces clicked into place, revealing a hidden rendezvous. 43 phrases, each a coordinate, each revealing a piece of the puzzle, his hands trembling with anticipation. Sunday, 1800 hours, Grant Park bench 47, red scarf. The message was clear. A package was ready, and the usual channels were to be used for confirmation. A chilling realization washed over him. This was no mere game. This was real, a clandestine operation hidden in plain sight, a dangerous game. Someone had embedded a hidden message, a rendezvous point in Grant Park, Chicago, a Sunday meeting at 6 p.m. A red scarf, a ready package, the language of secrecy, all pointing to one chilling conclusion: espionage. Espionage. The word hung in the air, heavy, with implication, transforming a puzzle into a perilous reality. He descended the stairs, the weight of his discovery, pressing down, seeking solace in the familiar. His parents were in the den. The television flickering, his father engrossed in a book, oblivious to the storm brewing. He went downstairs and found his parents watching television in the den. His father was reading. Imagine in those 3 weeks, a growing fear consumed him. This was no longer a game. A hidden message embedded within the pages of the Sears catalog spoke of espionage. A meeting in Chicago's Grant Park, 6 o'clock, on a Sunday, a red scarf, a ready package. The language, the secrecy, it all pointed to one chilling conclusion: espionage. He descended, finding his parents engrossed in a sitcom, his father with the newspaper, his mother knitted, oblivious. He stood hesitant, then spoke. "I need to show you something." Urgency in his voice, they followed him to his room, a chaotic display of research. The catalog, notebooks, calculations, all laid bare, revealing the successful decryption. He explained, walking them through the pattern, the code's intricate workings step by step. The father's skepticism arose. Was he certain? He examined the evidence, the catalog. Again, the son walked him through it. The father, an engineer, understood the logic. The methodology was sound, the pattern real. The mother's question, "What do we do?" He didn't know. An hour passed, possibilities discussed. Was it nothing? A game. But the message. Grant Park red scarf package, tradecraft, how spies communicate. The father decided, call the FBI. Late Friday, he found the Chicago field office number. He spoke to a duty officer, explaining the coded message, the potential espionage. He conveyed his seriousness, assuring it wasn't a prank. The officer took the information. Address, phone number provided. Someone would follow up, he was told, but would they? Monday morning, March 5th, an FBI agent, Thomas Kovach, called the Hartley home. The father was at work. The mother answered, explaining her son's discovery. The agent asked to come that afternoon to discuss it further. She agreed. That afternoon, around 3 o'clock, Agent Kovach arrived at the house. Picture this: the quiet, suburban street, the unassuming house, the agent ready to uncover the truth. The stage was set, the players in place. What secrets would be revealed within those walls? Imagine the scene. The Hartley family's information, including their address and phone number, was taken. Someone would follow up, they said. And someone did. On Monday, March the 5th, an FBI agent called. Agent Thomas Kovach contacted the Hartley home. Patricia answered, explaining her son's discovery. Kovach asked to visit that afternoon. Patricia agreed. The stage was set for a pivotal meeting. Around 3 o'clock, Kovach arrived. He was in his late 30s, polite but skeptical. Patricia made coffee, a gesture of hospitality amid the unfolding drama. Michael arrived home from school, finding an FBI agent at his kitchen table. Kovach asked Michael to explain his discovery, the code he had cracked. Michael presented the catalog and his notebooks, detailing his entire process. Kovach listened intently, asking questions and taking copious notes. The timing was crucial. When had the catalog arrived? When had Michael noticed the pattern? Michael provided the dates February the 7th for arrival, February the 11th for the pattern, March the 2nd for solving the code. The message had been hidden for nearly a month. The meeting mentioned had likely already occurred, lost in the passage of time. Kovacs explained the catalog's distribution varying by region and time. The Sunday in question was likely tied to the catalog's receipt date. Timing codes allowed for variations in distribution, a common espionage tactic. Kovacs took the catalog and notebooks promising analysis. Secrecy was paramount. He warned the Hartleys against discussing the matter and provided his direct line. The Hartleys were left alone, aware of their son's discovery and the FBI's involvement. The FBI had been searching for this type of operation for years, unbeknownst to the family. Soviet intelligence had a history of creative communication methods. Microdots, invisible ink radio transmissions, and dead-drop systems were all used. By the late 1970s, American counterintelligence had become very good. The FBI had sought this operation for years. Soviet intelligence favored creative methods. In the 1950s and 60s, microdots hid in letters and magazines. They used invisible ink radio and dead drops agents, never meeting face-to-face. By the late 1970s, American counterintelligence detected these methods. Microdots, invisible ink radio dead drops were exposed, new methods were needed. A catalog communication system was brilliant, ubiquitous, untraceable, innocent. An agent could receive the catalog, decode messages in their own home. No radio equipment, no trips, no letters, just a catalog no one suspected. Within 48 hours, FBI analysts were analyzing Michael's work. They verified his methodology, confirmed the pattern sought affected catalogs. They pulled previous Sears catalogs from the FBI archive and libraries. Going back 2 years, they searched for similar patterns. They found them. The fall 1978 catalog had them. The spring 1978 catalog had them. The fall 1977 catalog had them. Messages hidden in descriptions. Each catalog contained 35 to 50 unusually phrased product descriptions. Decoding yielded messages, meeting locations, times, recognition signals, instructions, confirmations, a network operating under American noses. The FBI was looking at a communication network operating for at least 2 years. The investigation Operation Catalog expanded rapidly. FBI wanted to know how messages got into the catalog. Sears was headquartered in Chicago's Sears Tower then, the tallest building. The catalog was produced by hundreds of employees, copywriters, editors, photographer, designer, production, staff. Getting a coded message in required someone on the inside. Operation Catalog expanded, but the FBI sought the source. Sears Tower in Chicago, the tallest building in 1973. Hundreds produced the catalog. An insider was needed. March 12, 1979, the FBI questioned Sears. Sears cooperated, bewildered by the investigation. Over 300 employees were vetted by the FBI. Background checks sought Soviet-linked suspicious activity. The work was slow, methodical, and painstaking. Who received the messages? How were they being delivered? Made Sunday, 1800. Grant Park Bench, 47. Grant Park, Chicago, on Lake Michigan's waterfront. Bench 47 existed facing the lake, isolated. The FBI put Bench 47 under surveillance. Meetings in the spring catalog had already occurred. They reviewed old catalogs, seeking meeting patterns. Locations in Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, Cleveland. This wasn't a single city operation, but a regional network. March 24th, 1979. A breakthrough. A copywriter, age 41, named Alexei Pitishin. He was a naturalized American citizen. Born in the Soviet Union, immigrated in 1962. He worked various jobs before Sears technical writing. His work record was clean, references checked out. No problems in 3 years, but the FBI dug deeper. Imagine a copywriter named Alexei Pitishin, 41, working at Sears's catalog division. A naturalized American born in the Soviet Union, he immigrated in 1962. He had various jobs before Sears with a clean record and good references. But the FBI discovered he'd served in the Soviet Army, a detail omitted from his paperwork. This justified closer scrutiny, leading to surveillance of his calls and movements. An undercover agent joined Sears, observing his work habits and relationships. He worked unusual hours, making minor corrections to product descriptions. These changes were small enough to avoid review made from a handwritten list. On April 18, 1979, the FBI decided to make their move. They arrested Alexei Pitishin at his home in Evanston, Illinois, at 6 in the morning. Simultaneously, 7 others were arrested in Chicago, Milwaukee, and Cleveland. The arrests were coordinated to prevent anyone from warning the others. The FBI operation was highly classified, it's uncovering a mystery to this day. Pitishin's house was searched, revealing materials that confirmed their suspicions. Hidden in a false drawer were a one-time pad and a cipher key. Also found was a Soviet passport in his birth name, Dmitry Kavan. A list of catalog categories with notes indicated encoded messages. The FBI had broken the ring, but the investigation was far from over. Pitishin refused to cooperate, exercising his right to remain silent. He requested an attorney, invoking his legal protections. The other arrested individuals also refused to talk. Most were Soviet nationals living in the United States on visas. But the evidence found painted a picture of espionage. Imagine it wasn't Alexei Pitishin, but Dmitry Kavan. The FBI had broken the ring. The investigation was far from over. He refused to cooperate and requested an attorney. The other Soviet nationals also refused to talk, but the evidence painted a clear picture. These were KGB operatives using the Sears catalog for communication for years. They gathered technical specs, industrial methods, and economic conditions. They also gathered maps of military installations and defense contractor facilities. It wasn't high-level secrets, but valuable intelligence for Soviet planners. The ring operated quietly until a 13-year-old boy noticed the codes. He read the Sears catalog more carefully than anyone else in America. The trial of Alexei Pitishin began in September of 1979. The case was built on physical evidence found during the arrest. The one-time pad cipher keys and a Soviet passport were key evidence. FBI agents testified about the catalog code system and its use. Michael Hartley wasn't called to testify to protect him. The trial lasted 6 weeks. In November of 1979, he was convicted. Alexei Pitishin was convicted on 4 counts of espionage and sentenced to 35 years. The other defendants received sentences ranging from 10 to 25 years. 2 were deported after serving reduced sentences in 1983. Pitishin remained in federal custody and died in prison in 1997. The FBI investigated other Sears catalogs for another year. They examined every catalog going back to 1975. They found encoded messages in 12 different catalog editions, including specialty catalogs produced between 1977 and spring of 1979. The fall of 1979 catalog and later editions were clean. The FBI had quietly worked with Sears to ensure no further messages. Imagine 1983, the year the petition remained in federal custody, never exchanged. He died in prison in 1997, his secrets buried with him. The FBI's investigation continued searching for encoded messages in Sears catalogs. They scrutinized catalogs back to 1975, seeking Soviet infiltration. 12 editions held encoded messages from 1977 to spring 1979. By fall 1979, the catalogs were clean, thanks to the FBI and Sears. Sears was exploited, but not implicated. A Soviet operative had infiltrated their ranks. Michael Hartley's role remained classified, his family sworn to secrecy for years. Life returned to normal, punctuated by FBI visits and pattern analysis. Michael returned to school, his teachers unaware of his code-breaking exploits. His classmates never knew he'd helped the FBI make a significant Cold War arrest. Michael graduated in 1983, studied mathematics at MIT, and earned his PhD. He had a distinguished career in cryptography, working on classified defense projects. He never spoke publicly about the Sears catalog case, but remained interested in patterns. The Sears catalog ended publication in 1993, a victim of changing trends. Millions received those catalogs, but only Michael Hartley saw the hidden pattern. In the vast Cold War machinery, one boy's attention to detail achieved what others missed.